Reclining back on your mat into corpse pose or shavasana. Just relax back all the way. Maybe your knees are bent a little bit. Just reclined, closing the eyes. Sometimes what I like to do is take a blanket and put it rolled up underneath my knees to kind of allow my lower back to relax down into the mat a bit more easily, because there's nothing more uncomfortable than having your back kind of arched up and being on the ground for a long time. So finding a position, maybe rolling back and forth a little on your hips, where you can really take up space and find stillness for the next several minutes. Closing your eyes, taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Take another deep breath in and a deep breath out through the mouth this time, kind of releasing all the steam pent up in your body from your day or your weekend, the holidays. One more deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Finding stillness, finding a rhythm to your breath. If you're just joining, we're on our backs in Shavasana, eyes closed, starting to just relax every part of our bodies. Starting between the eyebrows, just releasing muscle by muscle. Continuing that with your breath for the next few moments, conducting a bit of a body scan. Making your way down to your ankles and your toes, releasing every last bit of tension that you can feel right now. Making a mental note of any part of you that needs a little work in whatever way today. Take another deep breath in through the nose, visualizing somewhere in between your belly button and your rib cage, a globe of light like the sun, mirroring the sun, starting to grow within you. Visualizing this golden orb of light expanding throughout you and the room, glimmering a little bit deeper with every breath in as you nurture that fire and helping you to release with every breath out. In through the nose, filling the belly, filling your body and feeling the sun inside of you expanding. Breathing out, releasing. Repeating with every breath. And beginning to feel sunlight on your face and on your skin. And imagine that as you breathe in, expanding that source of light from within you, you also feel an even deeper sense of the sun's rays beaming down on you. Feeling inspiration and a little bit of hope. Breathing out anything that's lingering on your mind. And really focusing on your breath here for the next couple of minutes in silence, meditating on your breath, on that visualization of the sun and the light inside of you, and actively trying to notice any thoughts coming into your mind. And just note them and continue to your breath. Start to deepen your breath, come back into your surroundings. Coming back to that feeling of the sunlight on your face and the sunlight coming from within. Ready to harness that energy for your class. Let's take one more deep breath in and breathe out through the mouth together. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Gently blink the eyes open, wiggle the fingers and toes. If you have a blanket, you can remove it. Bring the right knee into your chest, rocking back and forth if that feels good. Really stretching that hip flexor, waking it up. Slowly extend the leg up toward the ceiling, heel reaching to the ceiling like it's on a hook, hanging. Walking your hands up, finding a comfortable place to pull, either on your thigh or your calf. Pulling the elbows inward, gently pull the hamstring towards you. Very gently, not pushing anything too much right now. Just maybe rocking back and forth a little bit, gently opening your hip up on the underside. Finding the very deepest part of your hamstring and pulling your leg up and back kind of allows you to get a stretch in the deepest part of your glute and hip. And releasing the leg, switch sides, left knee in. Juicing up that hip joint a little bit, flexing the foot, and then extending the left leg up toward the sky, keeping the right leg active, and gently stretching that hamstring, pulling the toes towards your face. One more breath in. On the breath out, release your leg down, and then grabbing behind your thighs, start to rock, keeping your torso in one piece, rocking back and forth, rock and rolling all the way up, coming through hands and knees, and sitting down on your heels in hero pose. I'm going to turn to face you, but you can face the front of your mat. Taking a deep breath in, extend the arms up and overhead, opening the elbows to make a moon shape. Coincidentally, there's a full moon tomorrow, I think. Breathing in, extending the arms up. Breathing out, open those arms into a moon shape once again. Kind of feeling your shoulder blades opening up. Breathing in, extend up, releasing the arms all the way down. Right arm, fingertips extending out to the side. Maybe your hips slide off your heels onto the ground for a little deeper stretch in your side, or they can stay on your heels. Gently put weight in your right hand and extend your left arm up and overhead, feeling a deep stretch in your side. Releasing your left shoulder. Opening your heart so that you are bending over in one line, not curved. Your next breath in, come back up. Breathing in, arms up and overhead, twist to the right. Left hand touches your left knee. You can bring your right hand to your lower back or wrap it around, touching your left hip. Breathing in, extending your spine long. And breathing out, release. Left arm down to the ground, fingertips tented or putting weight in the hand, maybe shifting your weight off of your heels and finding a deep stretch in your right side. Taking a couple breaths here. Next breath in, coming back up. Breathing in, arms up overhead. Breathing out, twisting to the left. Engaging the abdominal muscles to help twist yourself, not really using the force of your right hand. Elongating the spine with every breath in. One more breath in. And breathing out, release. Taking the right arm, stretch it across the body. Maybe look to the right, deepens the stretch a little bit in the outside of your right arm into your outer shoulder. And release, other arm. Looking to the left arm extended across your body to the right. Remembering to stay straight and elongated in the spine. And release. Coming into cat-cow. Remembering as you breathe in and expand your heart forward, arching your spine to keep your abdominal muscles a little bit engaged to protect your spine and protect those vertebrae from crunching into each other. And also on the breath out, coming into cat, pulling the abdominal muscles toward the ceiling, you're also engaging those muscles. Start to really, in your practice, focus your attention on utilization of your abdominal muscles in cat-cow, and you'll start to notice that you can really use your abdominal muscles in lots of different ways throughout your practice to give you both strength and stability, but also support. Take a couple more breaths. Bending into cat and cow with your breaths out and in. And on your next breath out, come into a neutral tabletop position, making sure that your weight is equally in both hands across your fingertips. You feel weight in the pads of your fingers. Tucking your toes or just leaving your feet flat on the ground. Put your weight either into the top of your feet or into your toes, lifting your knees an inch or two off the floor, really keeping your upper body in approximately the same position. So you're just using those abdominal muscles, especially your lower abdominal muscles, to hold your legs up right now in your lower body. This is bear. Feel like there's a string pulling the top of your head to the front of the room, and also pulling your tailbone to the back of the room. And release. Take a deep breath in, and on the breath out, press back up into bear. This time seeing if you can shift your weight just slightly, maintaining as square of hips and shoulders as possible, but lifting your left arm and extending it forward. Place it down, try on the other side. And then doing the same with your feet, maybe you can also put your toes under your feet if you aren't doing that. That's what I'm gonna do to extend my left leg back, trying to keep a straight spine, right leg bent. Breathing a little bit of heat here and doing the same. Your right foot extending out. If you want, stay here in bear for a couple more breaths or try and balance opposite arm, opposite leg extended. See if you can do that. Release the knees down. Come into child's pose for just one breath. And on the breath out, press into downward facing dog. Walking out the heels, loosening up the calf muscles. And breathing that heat and that fire into your spine and the part of your body that you felt that inner sun, inner ball of fire originating when we started the class. In the corresponding part of your spine, feel that lengthen. Feel it flatten. And if you need to, put some bend in your knees. Take a moment in stillness. Take a few deep breaths in through the nose, out through the nose. Just here, finding your down dog, finding stillness here. Finding connection with the earth. Finding your breath. Slowly walk your feet up to your hands. Coming into a forward fold. If your spine has any pain anywhere, you can always bend your knees fully, resting your body on your knees, or you don't have to bend forward at all. Find your comfortable place in forward fold. Maybe clasp your elbows and swing side to side to get a deeper stretch in your hamstrings. And placing your hands in front of you, letting your head hang. Take a deep breath in, pressing into the floor, extending the crown of the head forward, flattening the back, maybe placing your hands on your shins. Breathing out, releasing back forward into a forward fold, and then breathing in, rolling up one vertebrae at a time into mountain. Just taking a moment to take a couple of breaths here. Maybe closing your eyes. Relaxing the shoulders down, making sure that your toes are parallel, that your thighs are engaged. That if you looked at you from the side, your back isn't arched, your booty isn't popped, everything is pulled up and down in one line. And taking a deep breath in, arms come up and overhead. You can't really see the tops of my arms, they just look like this. Take a deep breath in, pushing your hips a little to the left, rock to the right, folding to the right. If you looked at yourself from the side, you would look like you could be between two panes of glass. Relaxing the shoulders away from your ears. Breathing in, come up. And breathing out, do the same to the left. Gazing upwards if you can, or straight forward. And breathing in, come all the way up. Breathing in once again, open the arms up and back, a little baby back bend. Kind of in that same moon arm that we did earlier. Breathing in, arms come back up. Lowering into prayer pose. Once again, breathing in, arms up and overhead, and then circling the arms, swan dive forward. Into forward fold. Breathing in, lift halfway up. Breathing out, fold forward a bit and step your left leg back so that you're in a lunge with your right leg facing forward, your right knee pointing forward. Left hand on the ground, flat next to your foot. Extend the right arm up into a twisted low lunge. Breathing into your fingertips, sending that energy up toward the sun. placing the right hand back down on the ground, untwisting. Step that right foot back so that you're in a plank. First plank of the day. You can either lower the knees or you can stay here and lower all the way into chaturanga. If you're lowering the knees, keep the elbows close to your sides and lower slowly as if you're doing a chaturanga. And together, pressing into cobra, breathing in, just a baby cobra, really disengaging your lower body, using your arm strength and pulling your elbows inwards, pinning them to the sides of your ribs, relaxing your shoulders down. Coming down on a breath out. One more time, breathing in, pressing into cobra, maybe coming a little deeper, engaging those abdominal muscles. Breathing out. Come back down, pressing into downward facing dog. Same thing once again, taking a deep breath in, looking forward a little bit, walk your feet forward. Breathing in, lift halfway up. Breathing out, forward fold. Breathing in, rolling up one vertebrae at a time, arms up and overhead. Breathing in, shifting to the right, tilting your upper body to the left, side bend to the left. Same as on the other side. Breathing in, coming up. Breathing out, side bend to the right, body shifts to the left, looking up to the ceiling. Breathing in, coming all the way back up. Maybe a little baby back bend, opening the elbows and the arms, opening the heart toward the ceiling. Arms up into prayer position. Breathing in, arms up and overhead, and swan dive forward. Breathing in, lift halfway up. Breathing out, press down, extend the right leg back behind you, stepping back into low lunge on the left. Squaring the hips, placing the right hand down on the ground and opening up into a twist. Feeling length from your tailbone out through the crown of your head. Placing your left hand back down on the ground and stepping into a plank. Surya Namaskar, either chaturanga or knees down push-up. Into cobra. Into downward facing dog. That's Surya Namaskar. And again with a little embellishment, looking forward slightly, walk, step or jump up to the top of your mat. This time, bending your right knee slightly, left hand down on the ground, extend the right arm up toward the sky, twisting your body. Breathe in and breathe out, placing your hands down, switching sides, bending the left knee, twisting to the left. Breathing out, release, one more time. And to the left. And down. Breathing in, lift halfway up. Breathing out, come down. And rolling up one vertebrae at a time. Palms to your chest. Breathing in, arms up and overhead. This time, grab your left wrist with your right hand and pull yourself to the right. So same thing as we did on the other, as we did before in the last sequence, just adding a little bit more resistance. Breathing in, breathe out, stay in the center, and breathe in, shift to the left. Opening up your sides is a really good way to loosen up the rest of your body. It's really great for all kinds of back pain. Everything kind of connects here. So neglecting your side body, hands, baby back bend, is no good. Breathing in, arms up and overhead. Breathing out, swan dive forward, straight back. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breathe out, step the left leg back into twisted lunge. Deep breath in. And take a breath out. Stepping that right foot this time, instead of into a plank, into a side plank, rotating onto the outside of your left foot, Placing the right foot either on top or staggered in front of it. Finding length through the spine and the legs, engaging the thighs, not dipping the hips, but keeping them lifted. Opening the shoulders back. And breathing out, come into a plank position, Surya Namaskar. Downward facing dog will meet here. Taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out, walking forward, repeating on the left. The left knee bends, extending the left arm up to the sky, twisting to the left and to the right and to the left and to the right. Hands down, breathing in, lift halfway up. Release all the way down, rolling up one vertebrae at a time. Same thing as on the left, or it's kind of all the same, but either way, bend to the left, arms out to the right, side bend, clasping your left wrist. Breathing in, do the same on the other side. Making sure you're bending straight to the side. Using your abdominal muscles to help engage and pull you up. And opening the back, opening the chest, baby back bend. Breathing in, arms come all the way up. Breathing out, swan diving forward. Breathing in, lift halfway up. Breathing out, step the right foot back. Coming into a twisted lunge. On the next breath out, position your hands to step yourself into a side plank. Right foot down, left on top or staggered in front of it. Finding length. Engaging the abdominal muscles, scissoring them in, zippering them in toward your ribcage. But not forgetting to breathe. And on the next breath out, rotating back forward into plank, Surya Namaskar. And pressing into downward facing dog. Do the same thing one more time. Breathing in, step, jump, whatever you like, to your hands. Taking a deep breath in, lift halfway up. Breath out, bend all the way forward. Taking a deep breath in, raise the arms up and overhead, one vertebrae at a time to roll up. Breathing in, arms up and overhead. This time bending to the side, letting one arm fall like a willow. Breathing in, doing the same to the other side. And just moving with your breath for a moment, bending your arms as much as you like, doing what feels good in your body. That might be very little or it might be a lot. Deep breath in, arms up and overhead. Deep breath out, swan dive forward. Breathing in, press up, halfway. Breathing out, press down, left foot steps back once again into a lunge on the right, twisting to the right. This time, if you can, keep both hands, keep your left hand down on the ground, keep your right hand up as you just step directly into side plank from your lunge on the right, if you can. You can also always be down on one knee if that's easier. That is perfectly acceptable. And if it feels okay to you today, go ahead and lift your right leg, play around with it. You can come into tree. You can lift your leg up. 2 more deep breaths. And on the breath out, down forward into plank position. Bringing your right foot this time, instead of coming forward and doing a push-up, bringing your right foot forward, stepping back into that lunge again. Rotating open to the side of the room, head hanging down, legs wide, toes pointed in slightly, feeling a nice deep stretch in your hamstrings again. Finding your breath, letting it slow your heartbeat, both as you slow your breath and as you hang upside down for a moment. Try and shift your weight into your toes a tiny bit, feeling your head hanging heavier, pulling you down a little bit further, a little closer to your hamstring. Remember to keep the breathing steady. Rotating back to the front, back into lunge. Step that right foot back. Coming into plank position and lowering Surya Namaskar. And joining each other in down dog, repeating one last time on the left. Breathing in, walking forward. Breathing in, pressing the hands into the ground. Breathing out. I forgot to do it on the other side, but let's do it on this side. Bend the right knee, extend the arm up to the sky, twisting to the right and to the left. Let's do a couple a little faster. Finding some balance, some stretching, all sorts of things in this. Breathing out, come back down, folding forward. And breathing in, roll slowly up one vertebrae at a time. Taking those reed arms once again. Moving freely. Breathing in, arms up and overhead. And one more baby back bend. I just felt a nice pop in my chest. Breathing up, arms up and overhead. And folding forward, swan diving. Lift halfway up. Breathing out, step that right foot back. Lunge to the left, twist to the left. Keeping your right hand firmly planted, rotating your right foot so that you're on the outside of it. Step directly into side plank. Engaging the abdominal muscles, finding length. Playing with the foot if that feels fun. Or just staying right where you are, wherever that is. A few more deep breaths. Coming into plank and then stepping that left foot forward into a lunge. Rotating to open to the side, into forward fold, wide legs once more. Maybe this time rocking from side to side. Maybe bending the knees a little bit. Letting your spine kind of freely hang, dangle, and just loosen up in whatever direction your legs propel you. Maybe dangling your arms, dragging your fingertips on the ground. Turn to face you. And then slowly, keeping the same motion in your legs, lift your body all the way up. And just start shifting from side to side. Lifting your shoulders from side to side, maybe rolling them back one at a time. Just loosening up. If you want, you can open your arms all the way. Kind of like we do sometimes with cat-cow, where you just move according to how it feels good for you. Just let your body kind of tell you what it wants. I'm doing figure eights right now. So this is not yoga, but it's good to move sometimes. Now taking a couple more breaths, doing whatever feels good. Breathing in, folding forward slowly. And shifting back into lunge in the front, stepping your right foot back into plank. And Surya Namaskar. This time meeting in child's pose. Taking a few deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth if you like. If you're running a little hot and want to cool down. Really pressing your hands into the mat, helping that flatten your back, so a good stretch across your back, especially your upper back, under your armpits. A couple more deep breaths here. All right, pressing up into downward facing dog. Just find stillness for a couple breaths here. Feeling like there is somebody pulling your hips up toward the ceiling. Engaging your abs, lengthening your spine. Keeping the posture active. Looking forward slightly, walk your feet up to meet your hands in a forward fold. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breathe out. Breathe in, lift all the way up, arms up and overhead, coming into prayer position in front of you. Shifting onto your left foot a bit more, start to bring your right foot to meet your inner thigh or your inner calf in tree pose. If you need a little help, I don't think there's anything wrong with placing your foot with your hand, as long as you're placing it in a place where you can really put a lot of pressure against your inner thigh, lock in, find strength in that connection, and use that stability and leverage to really rock your hips so that they are square, so that you're not jutting one hip up. And then focus on finding length, pulling the ribs in, but opening the heart. And breathing if you've lost the breath. Maybe opening the arms into those same moon or maybe sun arms that we were doing in the beginning. On the next breath out, start to bring your foot forward, extending your leg out. If you like, you can grab your toe, your big toe with your pointer and middle fingers. Otherwise, you can leave the leg extended or grab your inner thigh. Take a couple deep breaths. Open up the leg if that feels good. Really keeping that right hip down. Your left leg is probably burning. Sending it a little bit of love, sending it breath. Finding one more inch of length, and then releasing the leg down. Breathing the arms up and overhead. Baby back bend, breath out. Breathing in, arms up and overhead. Release down, slowly shifting to the right foot. Bringing the left leg into tree on the other side. One more deep breath in, and then extending the left leg forward and out. Take a few more deep breaths. Again, really squaring those hips, opening the heart, gently lowering the shoulders. And breathing out, slowly release everything down. One more deep breath in, arms up and overhead, and swan diving forward, forward fold. Deep breath in, pressing the arms up into the floor, lifting halfway, and lowering all the way down. This time, stepping into plank, lowering the knees, and coming into child's pose once more. Focusing on the direction of your forehead, yearning toward the floor if it isn't touching the floor, or if it is touching the floor, focusing on that connection, that grounding. Maybe feeling sunlight on your body still, bringing back that visualization from the beginning of class, feeling how the fire inside of you feels a little different, how the light that you've cultivated feels more expansive, or noticing if anything has released. Taking one more deep breath in, on the breath out, rocking forward onto your hands and knees, and then shifting back onto your feet, opening your legs into a straddle. As far open as feels comfortable for you, and taking it a little easy today. Sometimes you can also find a different stretch if you have your legs open at different degrees, so it's worth playing with. Taking a deep breath in, left arm comes up and overhead. Open the chest as you breathe in, and as you breathe out, feel as though someone is pulling your left arm toward the side wall, and then begin to lower down toward your right leg. Visualizing that eventually your left arm can grab your right toes and you can bring your entire upper body through. Focusing on that side bend and feeling a deep stretch in the right hamstring, sending that left hip bone back down to ground with the earth if it's popped up. And same to the other side, slowly coming up. Maybe wiggling the legs if that feels good, and lowering to the left, keeping that right hip down, right shoulder down, opening the heart, finding a deep stretch in the right side body as well as the left hamstring. And breathing out, come back up to center, bringing the legs together. Slowly roll back, one vertebrae at a time. On your back, arms out to the sides, palms flat against the ground. Shift your hips to the right a small amount, a couple inches maybe. Right leg crosses the left. Lift the legs up so that you're in a tabletop with your legs crossed, and slowly dip the legs to the left, looking to the right. If your legs don't meet the floor, that's fine. Just focus on keeping your right shoulder down. You can always put a block or a blanket underneath your knee. That helps. I just kind of went a little too far and felt a pop, so I'm keeping myself propped. Release into this as you breathe out, letting all of your muscles relax completely. Slowing down the breath, letting it fill the belly, and breathing it out completely. And on the next breath in, untwisting your upper body, bringing your legs back up, uncrossing, and shifting a little bit to the left this time, crossing left over right, and slowly dipping your legs to the right. Looking to the left, keeping that left shoulder down. Slowly releasing into the stretch. Take a couple more deep breaths. Unwind at your own pace, doing whatever else you need. Maybe giving yourself a nice big hug, rocking back and forth on your spine from side to side, before you release into Shavasana, or corpse pose. Bringing that blanket under your thighs if that feels good and supportive for your lower back. Maybe putting your head on a pillow if that feels nice, and just fully letting go. Coming back to that feeling at the beginning of class, taking a mental inventory if there's anything else that you need to release. And as you focus on melting into the floor, still feeling that feeling of the sun on your skin from within, as you breathe naturally. Begin to breathe into your fingers and toes, sending a little bit of light there. And feel that light travel back up from your fingertips to your arms and legs and into your body, meeting once again at that center point, solar plexus, waking your body up as the light travels through you. Taking a deep breath, roll to one side or the other, whatever feels best today. Taking a couple more deep breaths here. Soaking in your practice. Slowly press yourself up. Eyes still closed, coming into a comfortable seated position to finish your practice. Bringing your hands together to meet at your heart in prayer position. Taking a deep breath in through the nose and out through the nose. One more, just to really lock in your practice. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, making a little noise if that feels good. Bowing your head. Thank you so much for your practice. Please thank yourselves for showing up for yourself on this dreary Tuesday winter's evening. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste. Thank you all so much.